I want to talk to you today about the book Dear Martin by Nick Stone. This book follows a young man named Justice McAllister. He goes to a private high school in Atlanta, and he is one of the only African American students in his class. He's also one of the top students in his class. As the book opens, he is involved in a misunderstanding with his ex-girlfriend and a police officer, which ends up in him getting handcuffed. From there, he starts to question and wonder all the things that have gone on in his life, so many things connected to race, and he decides that he wants to also do this experiment where he decides to try to live like Martin Luther King Jr. He writes him letters, and he talks to him and trying to work through his world. This is set in present day, so he is writing to a deceased Dr. King. But he's just trying to shape who he is and to live life the best that he can, despite all of this stuff going on around him with questioning and institutional racism, and it's very well done. So if you like social justice, if you like first-person narration, if you like a little bit of history and current events, this is a great read to pick up. So I want to read to you the part from the beginning where he is placed in handcuffs. Justice can hear the approaching footsteps, but he stays focused on getting Mello strapped in. He wants it to be clear to the cop that she wasn't going to drive, so she won't be in even worse trouble. Before he can get his head out of the car, he feels a tug on his shirt and is yanked backward. His head smacks the doorframe just before a hand clamps down on the back of his neck. His upper body slams onto the trunk with so much force he bites the inside of his cheek, and his mouth fills with blood. Just swallows, head spinning, unable to get his bearings. The sting of cold metal around his wrist pulls him back to reality. Handcuffs. It hits him. Mello's drunk beyond belief in the back seat of a car she fully intended to drive, yet Just is the one in handcuffs. The cop shoves him to the ground beside the police cruiser as he asks if Justice understands his rights. Justice doesn't remember hearing any rights, but his ears had been ringing from the 2 blows to the head, so maybe he missed them. He swallows more blood. "Officer, this is a big misunderstanding," he starts to say, but he doesn't get to finish because the officer hits him in the face. So that's just a little bit of Dear Martin by Nick Stone, and I highly recommend it as your next read.